Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to unpack a single, really powerful idea from Gary Chapman's work that might just completely change how you think about your relationships. It all comes down to one simple metaphor for keeping love alive and well.
I mean, how true is that? We all agree that love is absolutely at the center of our lives. But, we use that one word in so many different ways that it can be incredibly confusing to know what we're even talking about half the time. And that confusion is exactly why we need a clearer way to look at it. Just look at this, right? We use the exact same word, love, to talk about how we feel about a snack, and our parents, and a romantic partner. So how can one little word possibly cover the huge emotional gap between loving a hot dog and being in love with another person? It's really no wonder we get our signals crossed sometimes. But okay, in the middle of all that confusion, there's one core truth that just cuts right through all the noise. And it's this. Psychologists pretty much all agree that our number one, most basic emotional need as human beings is to feel loved and wanted. You can almost think of it as the emotional oxygen we all need just to survive and to thrive. And this need for love, it's hardwired into us right from the very beginning. This isn't just a nice-to-have thing. It's absolutely essential for healthy development. A child who grows up without feeling that deep sense of love can really struggle to develop emotionally and socially, and that can lead to challenges that last a lifetime. Okay, so let's dive into this, because this is the big idea that can unlock so much for us. What if we thought about our need for love not as some vague, abstract feeling, but as something practical, something you can measure? What if it's like a fuel tank in a car? And that's exactly what this metaphor is called, the emotional love tank. The idea actually comes from a psychiatrist, Dr. Ross Campbell, who suggested that inside every single one of us, there's this kind of emotional reservoir, and it's just waiting to be filled with love. And Dr. Campbell saw this direct connection between how a child behaves and what's going on in their love tank. You see, a lot of misbehavior isn't really about a kid being bad. It's often their desperate and, misguided search for the love they really, really need. They're just trying to get their tank filled, even if they're going about it in all the wrong ways. And listen, this whole thing doesn't just stop when we turn 18. Oh no, that deep fundamental need for a full love tank, it follows us right into our adult lives. And, most importantly, right into our marriages. That initial in-love feeling, that honeymoon phase, it might top off the tank for a while. But once that obsessive feeling naturally fades, the underlying need for love to be actively shown comes right back to the surface. So when a love tank in a marriage is running low, it has very real, very clear symptoms. It can show up as one partner withdrawing, or harsh words being thrown around, or this critical spirit that just poisons everything. Do any of these feel a little familiar? These are usually huge signs that one or both partners are just running on empty. And the difference a full love tank makes is just, it's night and day. On one side, you have a feeling of security, an environment where you can actually work through conflicts and grow together. But on the other side, with an empty tank, the relationship just feels drained, critical, and totally stuck. The only thing that's changed is the fuel level. Chapman just nails it with this analogy. Trying to run a marriage on an empty love tank is like trying to drive a car without any oil in it. It's not a question of if the engine will seize up, but when. Keeping the tank full isn't a luxury. It's essential maintenance for the health of your relationship. And here's the best part. A full love tank isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about building something truly incredible. When both partners feel secure and loved, you create this positive emotional climate. It's an environment where you can take on challenges together and help each other become the absolute best versions of yourselves. So you're probably wondering, okay, great, how do we actually fill the tank? Well, it really comes down to a simple 3-step path. First, you just have to recognize that the tank is real, that your partner has one. Second, you have to discover what kind of fuel your partner needs, what Chapman calls their primary love language. And finally, you have to make the choice, day in and day out, to speak that language and keep their tank full. So all of this brings us to the most important question of all, the one I really want you to take with you today. Think about your own life, your own relationships, right now. On a scale from totally empty to overflowing, how full is your tank?